little system should be working. I've got my gimbal going, so if it moves around a bit, it's a bit weird. I want to do a little Q&A on some of the questions I'm getting asked at the moment on social media. I mean, there's quite a few coming through, loads of different things, and if I try and answer them individually, it's going to take me ages. I do get all the messages direct. Someone's written, "Hamish Gill, do you like rugby?" Yes, I do. Thank you very much. I'm just going to put this over here because I've got a bit of a claw hand at the moment and I can't balance anything out. I'm just going to get rid of this little prick who's got. There we are. Anyway. Yeah, so questions really. I basically got, as I said, quite a few. I've got a couple I'm going to read to you guys. If as I'm going along, you can add your own, whatever that might be, as you go through. But I'll tell you now. So the first one I got is Haskell. Could do your opinion if it's not too much of an imposition. Oh no, I won't start with that one. I'll start with something else. So, dear Miss Haskell, I want to thank you for being an open and accepting representative of sport in which there is room for everyone. I got interested in rugby because of Mark Bingham, one of the heroes of Flight 93 and 9/11, who played for San Francisco's Fog. Because of him, I met and connected with the Nashville Grizzlies rugby football team, and finally, after 41 years, a sport I could love and get excited. Growing up gay in a small town in the USA, I never thought I had the right to love a rough and tumble sport and be gay. Because of people like you and the Grizzlies, I now feel that I do. I've realised I can be gay and maintain my manhood as well. I just wanted to thank you all that you do and represent, and all that you do and represent. I just want to say, like, you know, from my point of view, sexuality plays no part in anything anyone does. I couldn't care less. Obviously, Donald Trump's doing a good effort to show that that's completely the opposite. But you know, from my point of view, it doesn't matter if I can help in any way. With gay rights or do anything, then I always will. I think it's really important that people just do what they want to do and find sport that they love. And the good thing about rugby is it's so inclusive. It's you know, it accepts people all shapes and sizes, all colours, all creeds. I think it's great. I know there's I think the King Cross Steelers is the gay rugby team in London. They're great. They're always sending me messages and being really supported. So for any people out there, you should go down and join them. As I said, you know, I never volunteered the information that I was straight to anyone, and why would you have to volunteer the information that you get? It doesn't really matter. As I said, so maybe look at the King Cross Steelers. They're awesome. Next, I've got another message here, and I get loads of things about injured people being injured and stuff like that, and how you know how how people train and everything else like that. And I posted loads of videos on, you know, if you've got lower limb injury, you can do upper body stuff. You can do a hand bike. You can do power endurance seated. You can do battle rope seated. You can do loads of things. And I might put a training plan out there for injured people. When I get a minute, I'm just finishing my book called Perfect Fit. It's coming out, was supposed to be coming out in September, but we've delayed it to January time, so that'd be wicked. That's for fat loss and weight gain for people at home. You can do it at home, you can do it in your house. We've got 50 recipes. I've teamed up with a guy called Omar Mezian, who's an unbelievable chef, works for Team GB, did stuff with Wasps Rugby. He's gonna, he has put together some unbelievable tasty recipes. But the next question I've got is, hello Mr. Haskell, just a cheeky message, as I appreciate you having some well-earned budgie time. Budgie smugglers, if you're not in them, then you're a disgrace. I used to be a bit opposed to them. I mean, I know it's a bit European to wear Speedos, but I think budgie smugglers can kind of break the barrier. I'm undergoing an ankle operation tomorrow. I tore my deltoid ligament last July, and I've had a combination of poor advice and self-foolishness, which has resulted in me missing virtually a whole playing season, which at 34, now 35, is a little annoying. My question is about preparing yourself mentally when you're recovering. It is simply a case of setting a goal and doing little things often while you're recovering. I'll be off my feet, but can still do certain exercises, or is it the case of rest up and get ready to push it when you have the all clear? Thought I'd finish by saying that I'm a big fan of yours and wish you the best with Wasps in England this season, from a Blues and Wales fan. Amazingly, I get loads of messages from Welsh fans and Scottish fans and Irish fans who have to say that they're, you know, their nationality before they comment. Like, guys, you know, as a rugby player, I love all nations. I love just winning. It doesn't matter who I'm playing against. You know, you've seen with the Lions tour how nice a guys all the boys are. But in respect to injury, look, You know, if the doctor's told you to rest up, then you should rest up. But there's always an opportunity to do things. You know, being injured is not an excuse. I've got this sock puppet for a hand at the moment, and as soon as the surgeon gives me the all clear, I'll start doing lower body weights. I'll start doing loads of different things to keep my cardio up. You know, if you know, it doesn't matter what age you are. You know, even walking the dog, just walking. If you can't do anything, sit it down. Doing things with one hand. You know, doing leg weights, leg press, whatever it might be. There's always a way of doing things. All you have to do is just use your mind. You know, you don't need someone to spoon feed you. You just need to think a little bit more about it. I think from my point of view, dealing with injuries are a huge one. I obviously had an issue with my foot before, and it's all about motivation for me. You know, you've got one opportunity to have a rugby career. You've got one opportunity to have many careers, whether it's in business or whatever. And it's about, you know, what you put in is what you get out. And you have to remember that there's no such thing as a dress rehearsal in life. That if you want something, if you want to achieve something, then you have to be dedicated. You have to get up in the morning. You know, you can tell everyone else you're doing the work, but if you're not, then only you will know that. And I think that's a really key thing to think about. And when you're injured, you've got to look at it as a positive. You have to look at it and go, do you know what? This is an opportunity for me to come back better than I've ever been before. It's an opportunity for me to improve all the little areas that I didn't have time to work on before. You know, when you're a sportsman or when you're in the daily grind of normal life, whatever it might be, you don't often have time to look at the details. But for me, I'm looking at every little section of my life. You know, can I eat better? Can I do more mobility? Can I work on my skills? Can I do more analysis? Can I look at the game in a different way? Can I watch other people? Can I learn from other people? You know, can I try different sports? Can I try and improve? You know, could I go and do wrestling when I'm fit? Whatever it might be to help with tackle technique. There's loads of ways of thinking about it. And those little goals mean that every day I just focus on that day, compartmentalise, try and be a little bit better each day, and then the injury doesn't affect you. You're not worried about how long you're out. And before you know it, the time's up and you're more improved than you've ever been. And I think that's really key. So look, see it as a positive. Push yourself. With a doctor or surgeon says you can push yourself. Be clever with your rehab. So many people get injured, and if you're doing stuff through the NHS and everything else, you'll have some dedicated physio appointments. But then that's it. You need to keep getting physio. You need to find rehab. You need to go to a good gym. Get a plan and make sure you build those muscles back up. Look after injury, because you might be young now, but when you come to do things when you're 50, 60, 70 and you haven't rehabbed injury properly, then you'll all sorts of problems with your knees. You'll have knee replacements if it's been in that lower limb injury area. All sorts of little things can happen. So make sure you dedicate your time to doing that rehab, doing the exercise. It's boring, but it's worth doing. I'm trying to see what else I got here. Right, like I said, Hask. Could do with your opinion. If it's not much of an imposition, I remember you being a pretty firm advocate of Simba mattresses. I have never been an advocate of Simba mattresses in my entire life. I use Ergoflex. I've used them for a while now. Absolutely love them. I've got bad back, as most rugby players do after a while. That's why I drive a Range Rover, because of the seating position, and obviously they're sick-ass cars, don't get me wrong. But you know, having your knees kind of the same height as your hips, so you're not like sitting in a bucket seat. So kind of sitting up with your back straight makes a huge difference. And I've been using Ergoflex for ages. I really like them. They're a great memory foam mattress. You know, they help support you, and I've had less of a stiff back. They help kind of with recovery. So I would say that if you are serious about your sleep, serious about recovery, if you've got back problems, you've got any kind of issues, you need to invest in your bed. Right, so many people don't do that. So many people don't invest in your mattress. They go off and try and do like loads of physio appointments, waste all their money on gym equipment, gym memberships and everything else, and then they're sleeping on your nan's pull-out bed or a fish finger bed, and their back's screwed, and they can't understand why. And that's really important for you to take that into account. So how you sleep, what kind of setup your bedroom's in. You know, you don't want to have TVs in your bedroom. You don't have your phone in your bedroom. You don't have loads of light, loads of technology. It should be a place of sleep. You know, you can read a book before you go to bed to help you sleep if you want to, but otherwise you just need to chill out. What else we got here? James, any chance you could send me a picture of your weekly gym session routine? I'm a regular in the gym, but want to start doing some more focused stuff rather than my boring usual routine this pre-season. Cheers, Harry. Harry, you guys on here are sick of it. I know so many people put snide comments under things about, oh, tell us about your rugby book, tell us about your rugby book. You know, you must be sick of it. But at the end of the day, that's the reason I wrote it. You know, I get messages from young kids all the time. I had some bellend the other day giving me shit saying that I should individually reply to every kid, and that's why they're contacting me. Mate, I'm still a professional rugby player. You know, I work from 7 in the morning to 11 at night most days. You know, I try to reply to people when I can, but that's why I wrote the book. It's got all the answers in there. If you want training plans, if you want to know how to eat, if you want to know how to train, if you want to know how to diet, if you want to know what to do, if you want to lose weight, you want to gain muscle, all those information is in that book. You can get it through my website, www.jameshaskell.com. It's all there. When you want to go further than that, I'm going to write another version anyway, but when you go further than that, then you can ask the questions. But don't come to me asking simple questions like that when I put it all down. Even how to stand out in a trial, and even if you don't even like rugby, it's there to help you. So Harry, all the information you want is in that book. Hask, congrats on the Lions tour, etc. Quick training question. I've suffered from rib injuries over and over, which has led to chronic rib pain, and I can't seem to shake. I've been looking at your videos with the mask on and wondered if you would know if the mask may help strengthen and condition my rib cage for match fitness, or will it just improve my lung efficiency and not strengthen? Right, Tom. Everybody goes mental every time I post a picture of me wearing a training mask, okay? First of all, everyone needs to calm down. What I do and what I show you is just what I do. If you don't like it, then don't do it. You know, everyone's really passionate. Everyone's an expert on altitude training and everything else. I've told everyone before, I don't wear the training mask for any other reason than to mimic being under pressure that you have in a game. I'm not looking for it to strengthen lungs. I'm not looking to give it altitude. It's obviously not going to make you feel at altitude. It makes your session a little bit harder, means you can train for a shorter time when you're on holiday, and it gives you that intensity, and you start getting a bit panicked because your breathing's restricted and you have to think clearly in your mind. Gather yourself, practice breathing through your nose, and everything else is there, and that's why it helps. It's not for any other reason than that. It's a good bit of kit. It plays a small part in my training routine. It will not strengthen your rib cage. It will not do anything like that. So whatever you do, don't buy it for that reason. You need to get some physio. You need to look at some weights. You need to get some expert advice on that. I wouldn't even begin to try to tell you how to strengthen that area. You know, I'm sure there's some breathing exercise and stuff you can do, but you know, training masks are not there for that reason. They play a part. They're great. As I say, great for taking away on holiday, great for that extra intensity, but for no other reason. Hi, Mr. Haskell. Just wanted to say, as an 18-year-old flanker, what are those base fitness and strength level requirements of a professional international flanker, e.g. beat test, 40-minute sprint, 30k run, bench, deadlift and squat? Okay, firstly, international players are not picked on any of those things, right? Whoever's telling you you have to do certain things and everything else like that, it's irrelevant. Yes, you know, they play an important part. Yes, you need to be able to perform. You know, speed is important, power is important, but being a good rugby player, having good rugby skills, having the basics is what's important. You know, when you go to the higher levels, you know, yes, you'll try and improve those areas. They will test you, but no one's ever going to go, mate. It's not the combine, it's not the NFL. No one's going to go, mate, you can't run a 40-metre time, you know, in whatever it is, 4 seconds, 3, you know, you're out. It's not going to happen. You know, you can... You know, we did for a long time. Me and Tom Wood, used to do leg weights and stuff together. You know, we got up to squatting 300 kilos. You know, benching this and else. Did it make me a better rugby player? No. You know, did benching 195 kilos make me a better rugby player? No. Did it make? No. It had no purpose at all. It's irrelevant. It's an ego trip. It's bullshit. You know, yes, there's elements of there to help, but what's most important is range of movement, strength across the range, that power, but also the ability to use it on the field. You know, there's no point being an absolute machine in the gym if you don't deliver it on the field, and that's really important to remember as young players. And again, it's something I say in the book. So Billy, you know, like beep test, we don't even do a beep test anymore. I'm sure some clubs do. You know, a lot of clubs do yo-yo tests. There's just, look, it's a way of seeing where you start. And do you know what's mental? Is that conditioners and club people always do the tests at the start of the season, right? Well, I can tell you I'm unfit. I've had 5 weeks off. But, you know, what's the information telling you? Yes, it's giving you a base to work from. And then, do you know what? We'll do a little bit later and we'll test again and we'll show improvements and everyone's happy and everyone shows that what they're doing is right. It's, look, you know, it's testing at the right times. It's testing smart. You know, sometimes you do a pre-season, you start off, you're unfit, you know, you do a bit, but you're so tired from pre-season, you don't see marginal improvements. You know, normally clubs give you a time off, and then they test you the day off after your time off. Well, you've been tired, you're probably relaxed, your body's probably rested, you might not have done a lot on holiday, you might improve your score, you might not. You know, it's you know, it's ridiculous. So they are important. Fitness testing is important to get data. You know, everyone needs data to see improvements, but don't become bogged down with any of that information. Look, guys, I'll leave it there for today. I really appreciate it. You know, I know some of you have been putting some questions in there. Obviously, there's a few snide questions in there, people being a little bit rude as usual. And do you know what the best thing is? I'm going to go through and block your ass. Why? Because I can. Because you follow me, I don't follow you. Thanks very much. If you like this video, then please subscribe, please share it, please like the page. I'm going to try to do this a little bit more often to reply to your questions, because, as I said, I haven't got time to reply to them all. Hopefully, you find it a little bit helpful. Thanks so much, and I love you guys.